Hi guys, welcome back to PBTV, and I have been looking forward to getting my hands on one of these since I first saw a little hint that it was coming. So we have seen a platform like this before. We have seen the WE06 before, but this, in its case, is the WE06GM in a gas blowback variant. So inside this case, we do have the gun itself, and we also have a speed loader included and some instructions. So the first thing you can see, it is quite a big case that comes with what is essentially a PDW style platform, but what that does give you, plenty of space. So the platform can sit in here. You've got space to keep a suppressor on it, optics, spare mags, absolutely everything. So we are going to look at the WE06. I'll put the case down to one side. And we're going to talk about this in its now gas blowback form. As far as we know, and from my eons in airsoft over the years, this, I believe, is the first PPK or sort of PP-19 style gas blowback platform that has ever been made. There may be sort of one-offs or quite niche ones, but actually mass-produced, ready available PP-19 with the 9mm magazines. I believe this is the first one in existence. So we have got plenty of these in, so you can grab one if you want right now. But ever since I saw or got my hands on the electric one, when we had the advanced one that had the really fast rate of fire, all the controls in the MOSFET, absolutely stunning platform. You could trick it up and make it look really, really nice. And I thought, this would be really nice in gas. And then there was some hints on Instagram with WELLPRO that they were going to do it, and it is finally here. So we'll start at the front and work our way back, but we have seen this platform before, but if you haven't, join us on this little journey. So on the front, we do have the very, very small style bird cage flash hider. So if we look down here, it is a 14mm counterclockwise thread on there, so unscrewing this will reveal the thread underneath there. Again, you can attach any device that you want on this. We had a mist tracer on the rate of fire version, but you could put any sort of crank or a compensator or anything like that, and it, with the sort of size of this platform, it does quite suit sort of oversized suppressors, like even the PBS1s or the PBS4s, it does suit that look. But yeah, very, very easy to do. Just quick scan. I do not believe there is a grub screw on there, so make sure you fully remove that before you take it off so you don't damage your threads. Coming back to the front sort of rail system, it is quite a large, chunky piece of polymer on here, and it is a polymer. The rest of the platform is metal, but we do have on the side here, we've got M-LOK or a double stack M-LOK system on the left-hand side, matching on the right-hand side as well. And we do have sort of almost like sort of knurling, like grip ridges on the side as well, just to make it a little bit easier to get a good purchase on this. On the top, we have our standard 20mm riz, and again, there's some on the bottom. Looks really good with a little short dubby grip on there, making it really comfortable to get a good purchase on it. Iron sights as standard at the top. These are fixed into the sort of front rail system, so you can't really remove them, and we do have some iron sights at the back. Coming to the main sort of body here, we do have a full metal construction with the top cover. Unlike a lot of sort of AK styles or sort of PP-19 style platforms, it does have rail going all the way down the system, and you will notice that it does have something similar to an AK style selector switch, but there's no sort of button on it. It is ambidextrous, so we do have a switch here that can be pushed and go all the way down. There's not much movement between semi and full auto, but it definitely does do it. And on the other side as well, we've got the 3 different switch settings. So quite easy to do, very ambidextrous, which is a little bit different to some AK systems. And again, when it comes to controls as well, there's no side buttons or anything like on M4s or like that for releasing the magazine. It is this little paddle at the back here. So pressing that drops the magazine out. Releasing the magazine, these are a little bit weighty, but again, they've got to make these very, very strong for all the gas and everything that's inside them for the chambers. These are 38 round gas magazines. Again, available separately. There's plenty to go around, so if you are wanting to grab one, make sure you get a couple of spare magazines. Polymer grip and the normal curved trigger that we've seen on PP-19s before. The stock, very similar, identical to the ones that were on the previous ones. We do have 7 points of adjustment on the stock at the back here. We then also have a folding system as well. As you can see, this thing does fold down into a very nice, neat platform. So I think in its full length, I think it's about 69, 70 centimeters in length when it's fully stretched out, and it can go down to sub 50 centimeters. So if you are looking for a very, very small case, obviously it comes with the one shipped, but if that's for extra mags, suppressor, you're not wanting to sort of strip it down that much, you want to keep it built, or if you're wanting something a little bit more compact, this thing does get very, very small. Out the box, we've had a little bit of testing with it. They sit around 300 FPS, but it is a gas platform, so that's going to massively change depending what gas you use, what BBs you're using, what the temperature is, what the conditions are, all that kind of stuff. But it is a ambient room temperature with sort of V8 or ABI Ultra ASG's Ultra Air, and that's what we were getting out of it. So again, it is sort of a little bit of give and take when it comes to the FPS system. Obviously, this is not MOSFETted either, with it being gas blowback, so you are stuck with the safe, semi, and full auto systems, but this thing's recoil does kick you like a mule. For such a small platform, it is so satisfying to pull the trigger on. Very excited to get this thing set up and onto the range and show you all that. Inside, we do, obviously, we got the 40mm counterclockwise thread, but we also do have a 6.04mm barrel, and it's about 155mm in length. So if you are wanting to sort of push this a little bit further, you're not quite getting the FPS out of it, there is options to put a longer barrel in it and then cover it with a shroud or a suppressor or something like that. As we've said, this is as it is in the box, and you do get the speed loader and the adapter, because with gas blowback weapons that we've seen in the past, as you can see here, we do have the slider to pull it down to make it easier to get the BBs in, but then we do have the feed lips on the top, so you do get the adapter that sits on there, makes it much, much easier to fill this with BBs. There is a little button on the bottom of the magazine. You press that, slide it back, and that is where the Schrader valve for your gas is as well. Making sure you're filling it as much as you can so you get as many shots out of this as possible. We will see about doing an efficient, because obviously this is a 9mm style magazine, so there might not be as much capacity for gas in here as you would with maybe like an MWS M4 mag, but we do believe that we're going to get plenty of rounds out of each fill. And going into the summer, we're sort of hopefully coming out of this winter snap and cold weather, so with us leading up into some warmer fronts, these things are going to be incredibly fun. CQB outdoors, you've got I'd say a reasonably lightweight for a gas platform, about 2.5, just under 2.5 kilos unloaded. So, and I mean, the mags are quite heavy, so you're not really going to change much by adding 40 BBs, but add an optic, add a suppressor, a few extra mags on your chest. It's quite a comfortable weight to be running around with, and again, with it being collapsible and you've got all that adjustment in the stock, you're going to be able to maneuver very, very well around buildings and CQB sites with this thing. So, very excited to get this kitted up. We're going to go take it on the range and just show you what it's like at our indoor range. We'll pot off, just give it a little bit of a pot off on accuracy and see what it's like on full auto, because people like to see whether or not the gas platforms can full auto. So if you want to join me upstairs, we'll go there shortly. Hi guys, so we're up at the range with the WE GBB of the PPK-20. As I've said, I've been looking forward to having a little play with this thing. We have pre-zeroed it, we've thrown a vortex on the top, pre-zeroed it with some 2.5s, filled it with some ASG Ultra Air and some 2.5 BBs. So I'll take a few just zero-in shots on the targets, and then if I brace up and go for the paper target. Let's see what gas can do with full beans. quite comfortably, got through its mag and bolt stopped at the end. Again, gas isn't expected to do that, but this is a very solid platform, very consistent, and let's go have a look at that target downrange. So we have reset up the PPK with 0.2s this time, and we are using ASG's Ultra Rare for this, just to keep it consistency between a couple of videos that we've got. As you can see, nice little grouping on the range, obviously spread a bit with gas, not inherently anything to do with the platform, it's just the recoil and it's just an inherent part of running gas blowback platforms. So let's see what it's like on a chrono. We've got 0.2s and we've got the ASG Ultra Rare. 280, 274, 209, 277, 277, 270, and then a slight drop off. As you can see, there was one little winger there, but we are going to look inside this just to see if it has an M-pass, but for CQB and a really short barrel, that's absolutely fine with the ASG Ultra Rare. Does mean that you could probably push up to something like V8 or V12 maybe, even Garda Black if you're wanting a little bit more spice. But it does mean that this is going to be versatile all year round, winter, summer, absolutely everything. And I think it's going to be a lot of fun to get this cruising down on a range. And gas weapons on fun autos, just really, really fun.